You guys.
I want you to know, I don't wear a bikini on a beach. I won't.
No, and I want you.
You really got up front. I was
Yeah. It's because I shaved. It's because I did it for you people.
Wow, guys, thank you for coming out on a Wednesday night.
This is Casey Wilson.
Miss Danielle Schneider.
Yes.
This is wonderful. Danielle, so much going on.
Oh my God.
Should we sit and start getting into it all?
Yes, please.
Let me just get my flapper $1.99 necklace.
Oh,
Put
Lord.
it to the side.
Yeah, it's hard to get in and out of those costumes. I know they look easy.
I'm exhausted. The fabrics are all so different, yet so shockingly brittle.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm gonna go up in flames like Burning Man in front of you.
If you pull one string, you pull it apart. Yeah. Truly. My Sonia Morgan designs were as good as that toaster.
Danielle, how are you?
I'm fabulous. No, I'm not. This thing is slipping off of my body. Like, my breasts are hanging low.
It takes like 2 men and... What is it, 2 men and a boy?
3 men and a baby.
12 Angry Men to get you into that.
Oh, yes. This bathing suit is the most Dorit fuck you. Because...
Fuck you, Dorit.
Fuck you and the Beverly Beach you rode in on. Because this bathing suit makes no sense. It takes me a half an hour just to figure it out, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, you have to step in, and at one point it was strangling me. I could not get air.
Yeah.
But now I'm okay. How are you, Casey?
You know.
You've been traveling the world.
I've gone to New York 15 times in 15 weeks. And I've loved being on the plane without my children. There's a lot going on in Housewives. We want to just run through a few things before we bring out our illustrious guests.
Illustrious faux show.
Illustrious.
Now, guys, just some Housewives news, odds and ends. It's just a tweet Lisa Rinna has given us recently. So
Just
lucky
take a
for
glance.
us.
Okay, this is crude, but here we go. At Denise Richards, our husbands fucked the same woman and we fucked the same guy. What does that say about us? Ha 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 ha! My mind goes to dark places. Oh, Lisa, you're such a cut-up.
The one thing we said is, like, there's so many men in Hollywood, and odds are you fucked all of them.
Especially from that particular niche. And I think we're starting to see the players.
Yes. We're starting to see the herpes pattern.
Yeah.
Between all the...
It doesn't make me go to a dark place. It makes me go to a sad place because she said all that on the show, and then she's, like, very excited about it, but trying to act like it's so crazy. And it makes me feel very sad.
I just like that cute monkey in there. That
Cute.
monkey emoji. Cute.
What's next, Danielle?
Okay, next we have... Sorry, what do we have? Oh, okay, now this next Instagram just had so many levels to it. I just wanted to, like, get it to the people and just show you this. Now it's Ms. Sonia Morgan. She is dressed in her finery.
I am so thrown. Let's get that bread. Monday motivation. Stay positive and hashtag work hard, and then a lot of credits on the photo.
And then there's 2 pieces of differing degrees of burnt toast. And one of them says S and one of them says M.
I just want to also add how insane this is, that she, at one point, was trying to get a toaster oven line off the ground.
And she can't get the line, but she can barely get the toast off the ground.
She couldn't get the line to market, but here we have this wild...
So it feels like this is a wink to her toaster, and also getting that bread, meaning money, and also Sonia Morgan, and also S&M.
And also a nod to when she was wearing the slippers, you know, and her old, like, monogram. It's all there.
So much going on. And why is she wearing, like, a cowl neck bejeweled, like...
And then I like that Victoria Bling, who's no doubt Luann's daughter, says, I like her because she's crazy.
But I also like that our good friends Amy Phillips liked it. There you go.
I love it.
Yes.
What's next?
Okay, so for next, what we have is, on the podcast a few weeks ago, Roxanne Gay spoke to us about a moment with Dorinda. not Dorinda, sorry, with Dorit, where she was chased around a pool, and how they didn't have that footage, right? Well,
and this was on the trip when they all went.
To the Bahamas.
It seems like this, speaking of Beverly Beach, because apparently she owes money to the person that invested in Beverly Beach. It feels like this is what they should have put on our program that we watch and spend our good time on.
Here we go.
Excuse me, you're Dorit, yeah? Yes. Why don't you pay back Ryan Horn the money that you owe him, you cheap bitch? Why don't you do that? You've got money to come to Nassau, no? Why don't you and your con artist husband, why don't you pay back all the hundreds and thousands of dollars that you owe? All that money that you owe. How much is it? 300,000 that you owe? Why don't you give me the money back?
I like that it lands on that Cinderella Rapunzel floaty. It's one of my favorite
It's very, poignant. And I like seeing Lisa Rinna's side boob, like, popping around. That.
I also have to want to say to Dorit, like, that's a British accent. If you're just...
Trying to pick it up.
Yeah, that's a real one. Just FYI.
Let's bring our guest out, Danielle.
Yes, please.
Without further ado.
Our illustrious guest.
Guys, first guest is a dear friend. She's been on the podcast a number of times. She's absolutely hilarious.
She's also a genius. Like, I feel like when she breaks down the housewife, she shows layers that I've never seen
She
before.
takes us to places we didn't know we could or should go.
Yeah.
And she's also starring in a new show called The Abbeys. Please welcome Jessica Chaffin.
Woo!
This is big. This is big. Get out here.
Please.
Beautiful. Take your seat.
Are these actual Giovanni's?
Yes.
So all three of us could break out into a rash at any moment, having just made skin contact with them.
I'm showing parts of my body to you all that I don't show my husband.
You look fabulous, as I was telling you backstage.
In the New York show, with love to this theater, like the audience was a bit further from us, but I'm like right here. It's upsetting.
And I feel like every Giovanni costume I'm in, it looks like I'm in my mommy's dress up. It's like...
Speaking of my mommy's dress up, our next guest is a dream.
A legend.
An international treasure. Mm-hmm. He is absolutely hilarious. He's beloved in every circle, and he is one co-host. I mean, he's been on The League. He's been in so many things.
Every movie.
But, co-host with Miss June Diane Raphael and Paul Scheer on the podcast How Did This Get Made? Please welcome Jason Mantzoukas. Wow.
Please.
Get over here.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
What's up, jerks?
Guys, now Jason is not as well-versed as some of us, but he's gotten up to speed with the specifics of this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have only this week watched any of these. I watched on Monday night in my home, alone, a 46-year-old man, an episode of Vanderpump Rules.
I can't wait to grow up. I got plans to blow up. Mama said it ain't easy,
When you
but
said
I
a
don't care,
46-year-old
so what?
man, I thought you meant Jax.
I texted you guys, I do not feel safe. I felt unsafe in my own home. Who are these monsters?
You thought you could slide on a puddle of vomit in your own home. There could be one around
like,
any
Am I
corner.
getting chlamydia from watching this? The answer, yes. The results are in.
Results are in. It's, I said to Jason, what you're watching is 40-plussers living like we did when we were 20. That's what you're watching, and you shouldn't feel safe.
It was wild. It was a wild ride, and I was unsettled by everything that I saw, and I get it. I was like, ooh, I get why this is exciting to watch, because somebody's gonna die. I'm for sure. It's like watching NASCAR. I'm probably gonna see someone die here today. And that's what it felt like. It felt like, at any point, somebody with an erroneous X, Z, or Y in their name was going to enter the scene and murder someone.
I thought you meant by alcohol poisoning. Maybe
Yes.
the pills. But...
Oh, no. Also,
Oh, you think it's a murder mystery?
guys, I could talk. I met someone like last night. I was out with friends at a bar, and they were like, "Bah, bah, bah." Wait, he's here. Jared, are you here? Yes. I met that guy last night, and we talked for 40 minutes about Vanderpump Rules. Stand up, Jared. Stand up. This is a hero.
He's wearing a Giovanni tee.
This is a hero right here. This poor guy had to hear from, like, this is like what you've done to me. I'm out in these streets.
And you are a man of a more sophisticated taste.
I'm listening.
Yeah. A higher brow, more refined sensibility. And so to see you down here in the gutter.
It feels right.
We got
Feels
you.
good.
To see you in the concrete tidal pool that Jax and Stassi were hanging out in. That, I think, was my most upsetting moment where I was like, this is a stagnant pool of water where they were the concrete barrier, when they were
They
taken
should've
through
poured
the beauty of
bleach in
Mexico.
everything.
Yeah,
Pour bleach in
everything needed to be hosed down.
Everything for
It was
both-
just a spillover. It was like a rain spillover.
I just imagine producers being like, yeah, so we want you to get in this weird pool of liquid over here.
Oh, I don't think they even have to ask.
You're probably right.
They all get right in.
Oof.
I think
what
my
characters-
favorite. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
What characters kind of jumped off the screen? What
Wowee.
characters leapt off the screen?
Guys, it was exciting. It was exciting to watch. Okay, so I'm watching Vanderpump Rules for the first time. And I get
We've established
Lisa
that.
Vanderpump. I understand what that is, right? And then it's into like, I know. It's one of the Toms and his wife who's not getting enough attention.
Right. Schwartz and
Okay.
Katie.
And I'm like, okay, I kind of get what this is too, but like, okay. Lala hits the screen and I'm like, I don't know what's up anymore. I'm like upside down in the world. I'm like, I feel like from the screen, she can see me.
The eye pop at the bar.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I felt like she was
she's
like,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was basically
She's
saying,
like the Mona Lisa. She sees from
yes,
every
wherever
angle.
it is, as if she's
And
gonna
she's
be like,
mad at you.
My dad
Yeah.
died last year, and I see you, Jason Mantzoukas. I see. Granted, I was very stoned, but I felt like she saw the contents of my soul and found me lacking. Okay, Lala,
I have
wild.
a question for
Go.
you, Jason.
Go.
Of all these new friends you've made, the Vanderpumps, if you will,
Ooh, Pump City.
who did you most relate to? Was any of them where you're like, I see myself in that person, that monster?
No. No, because I really was like, oh, it felt to me like, what is this? Like, what is this world? Who are these people? Where do they exist? Like, the fact that
It's
it
not
was,
your Los Angeles?
it felt like, I texted this to you guys as well. I felt like what I was watching was the scenic elements before the sex in a porno. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like
You mean
all
you mean my favorite part of the
Yes,
party?
I felt like all of these setups were like, and now we're gonna fuck. Except instead, they all would like bicker and get drunk. I was like, is this the sex that everyone is having? Like, man, I don't know. Poor Bo. Oh. Tough look for my
Poor
guy.
Stassi.
Tough look for my guy Bo. Not cool. But also,
Are you referring to his Japanese wave tattoo across his
Okay,
ever-expanding
yes.
waistline?
what is the name of the
What
woman?
started out as a wave and now it's a tsunami of some kind. So bad.
What is the name of the woman whose vagina was out for 40 minutes on that episode?
That could have been
Lala.
any of them.
She was
No, in
like-
the cage. It was Lala.
No, she was doing
Oh,
Snow
Ariana.
Angels.
Ariana.
Oh, Ariana.
Ariana.
They called the cute police on
And
her.
I will tell you this about Ariana. She happens to be absolutely terrified of her vagina.
Really?
So for it to be out
Well,
was a wonder.
Put me on that list of people that are terrified. You know who I identified? Did you ask who I identified
Yeah.
with? Okay, here's who I identified with the most. The editors of this show. These motherfuckers are geniuses because they had 3 different instances in the cut of Ariana looking to camera and going, I'm gonna black out. Home run editing, crushing. Ariana, while they're all, by the way, the amount of casual nudity that is going on this show is admirable and confounding. I was like, all I want to do is see boobs. You're telling me the boobs are all on this show? Okay, but they're all in the pool, boobs out, and Ariana is sitting there just monologuing. I don't know about what, but it is riveting to watch them be like, I don't know, I'm pissed off, and her to be like, well, you don't understand is that the banks control the world, man. You don't understand, man. We're out here in these streets. You know, like, it felt like Ariana saw the truth, but like would wake up the next morning from her blackout not remembering any of it.
Well, but Ariana's dirty secret, I think we all know, is that she's smart. And so she has a really dumb boyfriend who's really cute, and she, in her mind, and she can't believe she.
Wait, who's her
she
boyfriend?
can't. Sandoval.
He's the other Tom.
The other
Yes.
Tom.
The one who's
And
not
she
fighting.
loves him, and she can't believe he's her junior high boyfriend.
But I don't think she's attracted to him.
No, I think she's attracted to women.
Well, no, he's also attracted to men, so that's fine.
You think?
I think he and Tom Schwartz, I've never seen
When they were
electricity
farting on
like
each other,
that.
it was the most homoerotic thing I've ever
I've never seen electricity like
in my
that between
life.
two people.
The minute they're
Like
all...
the Property Brothers.
As the t-
Wait, are you saying the Property
I like
Brothers
what
fuck?
I like what I see. They look at each other and think, I like what I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a heat there.
When you love yourself that much,
Yes.
to have another you is tempting.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what if I could give
I
and
have a
receive at the same time?
Yeah.
And I knew just how I liked it.
What if I could see the look on your face knowing it's the look that's on my face?
Yeah. You'd never, in this social media era, you'd never have to record having sex and have somebody find your videos. You could just watch your brother.
Wait, do you think all those people are doing that for social media?
No, I'm saying the fear is
I
that
don't think any of those people put
it'll
it on
end
social
up on
media.
social media.
Of course.
But when it's just you and you
Yeah.
don't need to record it.
Oh.
I have a question for you. So when Tom, the other Tom, gets in a fight with Katie, when they have that terrible fight at the beginning of the episode, and
Yes.
Tom says to Katie, this is what he says to her: try being with a shitty fucking wife for 7 years.
Yeah.
I've been to hell and back. How does one come back from that?
But please, before you answer, please add, I hate the sound of your voice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that's
we
the
can-
thing.
Yeah.
He is
And I couldn't disagree.
savage to her. He is savage.
You've just seen this episode,
Yeah,
but I
you
have
haven't only
to
seen this
say
episode.
it's the other
You
way
don't know
around.
about her, yeah.
What I don't understand, and what was interesting to watch was, exactly, in this episode only, it
It
seemed
was a very special episode.
It seemed to me that all of the women, when they got together, were like being brutal towards each other, brutal in general, and all of the guys, when they got together, were so emo. They were so yeah, they would cover up how emo they are about like by ripping farts, but like so much of it was about
So
like,
much hugging.
oh, you
So
know,
much
bro,
hugging.
it's just tough, you know, man, it's really hard. And then like Bo like loses half his body weight in tears. And you're like, and then cut to him being interviewed in a bow tie, and I'm like, buddy, not helping.
I think you mean a wooden bow tie.
Yes,
Yeah.
a wooden bow tie. You know he
That he
brought
whittled
that from
himself.
home.
He whittled himself.
You know wardrobe didn't give it to
And
him.
Bo, why does Bo want to hang out so badly with them? This has happened
It's a
many
battle
times.
to stay on the show.
Oh.
I didn't
All
think
of these
Bo
people-
was like that. I
Can
thought
I
that
ask-
was
But
different.
of course he is. He's dating. He has to be like that in some way if he's agreed to be filmed. Because remember, she had one boyfriend who wouldn't let them film her. Like, it's a choice to be on camera.
Is it?
Bo wants in.
And I just want to say
Not
right
for us.
now,
Not for
the
us.
boyfriend who wouldn't let them film, that wasn't me.
Now, there's
You're not
one
the radio
statement-
DJ from New York, the sports radio DJ.
Don't worry about it.
Patrick.
There's one-
The Rangers are up.
The one statement that was the most like, oh, this is the biggest truth I heard on an episode of Vanderpump Ever is that Kristen Dowdy has walked barefoot constantly in West Hollywood. I was like, that's the most unsurprising statement.
Which was when Tom Sandoval, just when I think he's a total dodo bird, really shined. He said, ew, grocery store feet.
I think it was-
believe was what he said. And I was
I
like,
think he called them supermarket feet.
supermarket feet?
believe.
Supermarket feet.
I'm
I
now
thought that
one
was
of the
genius.
people that knows this.
I did.
No,
I
it's
did
all
write
cool.
it down.
It's all cool for you guys, but again, I'm just alone in my house, a middle-aged man
This is who
with
we
this
are.
knowledge.
This is our life.
Meet your brothers and sisters. All are
Oh.
welcome.
All right.
World of
I'll,
Coke.
I'll come to your guys' house to watch next time.
Now, guys, let's take this moment to introduce, should you have an anecdote that is short and worthy, please come up to the mic. If you've had a sighting, maybe you've run into John Sesh,
Yes.
I had a sighting.
Of John Sesh?
No, I had a Lisa Vanderpump run-in
Oh.
a few weeks ago.
Ooh!
And by run-in, I mean I approached
Respect
her.
yourselves.
And I just want to say I'm wearing this pussy bow blouse this evening in deference to Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, thank
because
you.
I am Team Vanderpump.
Oh.
And the only reason. Go ahead and love to hate us.
This
Go
grown
ahead
man
and
is
love
literally
to
going,
hate us.
boo! Boo!
Oh, I see a few of you are on the side of the truth and not on the side of entertainment.
Is that Lyra?
Do you want to be entertained or do you want to know the truth? Those are your options. I didn't make it to Vanderpump Dogs before they closed. I had planned on wearing a Vanderpump
Okay,
Dogs t-shirt.
when they cut to Vanderpump Dogs in the show last night, I straight up lost my mind. I was like, is it possible this is real? It is.
How do you
and
mean?
The dessert display?
The
Amazing.
concept that there was such a thing as Vanderpump Dogs.
Oh, you'll never not see it now in West Hollywood.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's like the sun.
yeah.
It's
Third
oppressive.
Street. You go by it all. If you ever just don't take Third.
Before
Okay.
we jump to Vanderpump, to Real Housewives, though, I do want to show you a video of Lala because you've gotten to know her a little bit. And this is some footage that I just want you to see to touch down on, I think, Lala at her most feminist moment.
Yes. Oh, okay, great. I was
She's
gonna say
feminist.
because all of the cut-tos in the episode, I genuinely was like, oh, I'd like to watch that episode. Every time they'd be like, I don't know what everybody's talking about. I'm totally chill. Cut. Like flashback. Every one of them, again, the editors, heroes of
We've
this show.
said that from the
We said
beginning.
this from the beginning.
Oscars, Emmy,
Here.
Pulitzers, Nobel Peace Prizes.
They're on the front line.
Peabody's.
Yes.
Even
Okay,
Peabody's.
so can we play this?
I don't think I can be with Rand.
I'm so sorry. I know, I'm so sorry. I was not expecting that, that's for sure.
He kept my Gucci slides, like took them from me and was like, I want you to remember. You want my f***ing Gucci slides? Take them. Take them.
This whole thing just seems ridiculous.
Don't f***ing play me.
Like she's some kind of child and you took away a toy you got him because you want to punish him? I mean, come on.
And obviously with my financial situation, like, I know I can afford my rent, which he was paying, but I can afford it on my own. I can afford a car on my own. The only thing that will be different is it's not going to be like, oh, we're gonna be traveling on a private jet to Mykonos, which, guess what, honey? The's a lot of dick out there for me to suck to get on a beach. Like, no matter what, I can still get off. You just need to have enough, baby.
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful words.
Wow. You know, Gloria Steinem watched this and she was like, you get yours, girl.
Wow. That is
Some
that's
truth.
wild.
Truth.
Truth. Hi
Yeah,
there.
no, listen.
Come on up to the mic.
Oh,
Hello.
Yes, thank you. Our first tonight, please.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I was Christmas shopping for my fiance at Barney's, and I'm just like,
Brag.
Congratulations.
Oh, hello.
We get it. You're
No, I'm-
engaged.
Gucci slides.
I wish I'm a broke boy, so no Gucci slides for my fiance, unfortunately. But I hear this like unmistakable, I guess it's like a boarding school accent, because Dorit doesn't. It's not an English accent, let's be honest. And I hear her talking, and I'm just like wandering around. I was about to ask the sales associate something. I hear her ask her, and she's like, "So I'm shopping for my daughter, but the thing is, she's a little chunky.
And this is where you're shopping for your fiance.
Yeah.
Well, this is the 4th floor.
Thank you,
Is it
Jason.
child store?
No, they're on the 4th floor because there's the home goods in the children's section right
Okay.
next to the women's clothing.
Exactly. Jason is trying to play me like I'm R. Kelly, but that's all good. So I at that moment, I just sort of look over at Dorit, and we catch eyes with each other, and she looks at me sort of scared and freaked out.
Scared, please don't tell an audience full of people that.
Exactly. And then she
And if so, don't let it be for a podcast.
she grins and she looks at the associate. She looks back at me and she says, "Stepdaughter."
Does PK have other children?
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Hey, you know what, sir?
Yes, sir, sir.
I love that this guy's getting so much love from the audience.
Where are you, sir?
Here's something for your girlfriend, an underwear that says I made it nice, so you can give her something.
Happy engagement to her.
Wow.
Wow.
Dorit,
That was a toughie.
Yeah.
PK,
Tough to hear.
my
Tough to
daughter,
hear. Tough
is
to
sort
hear.
of chunky.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
This is an old school boots on the ground.
Great.
Kim Richards.
God bless her. God bless her.
Which side of the 405 does this story take place on?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, are we still in LA
We're
County?
all going to hell.
So this speaks a little bit to our little interstitial interviews that happen with our friends and the green screening that seems to be happening with a lot of them. There's these little staged interviews that happen now. It may date back to early Kim Richards days. A friend was part of the production crew, vague, we don't know exactly what, but there was an inability when filming in Kim's home to achieve an angle that made it look of a level, Casey's already flinching, of a housewife.
Okay.
Not a surface that wasn't covered in dog hair. Or a water bottle of some kind, a blender bottle.
Exactly, and just a dog aroma. So
okay.
there
Well,
may
she
have
did
been
a dog
reasons.
thing.
R.I.P. Thank
So
you
it
so
just brings
much.
it around.
Thank you.
Why didn't she borrow Kathy's house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, they're not all uppers, some are downers.
Look, guys, you want to handle the uppers? You got to hear this. You got to look at this.
Should we move on to Beverly Hills?
Let's.
Real Housewives of Beverly
Jason.
Hills.
Yeah.
Now,
Go.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. How'd
Yes.
that grab you?
I found this one a lot more confusing because I think
it's more straightforward.
it is straightforward, but I think they are oftentimes trading on past events that I did not
We
know.
don't have a show without that, Jason.
I know. So
history.
this seemed to be entirely weighted on history.
Correct.
Versus what I was watching on Vanderpump seemed present tense. Like, obviously, these people have history with each other, which they would cut to and show they all have fucked each other. They've all got the same cold sores. I get it. But Housewives was both. It was both. There was a lot of history, and this is maybe a terrible thing to say. I found a bunch of them to be so similar looking that I couldn't quite tell them apart. So, Dorit, who you're talking about.
Yes.
And is there a woman named Teddy?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's John Cougar Mellencamp's
Camp's
daughter.
I don't think that's right.
I think what you mean is she's the half sister of the new busboy at Tom Tom.
Yes.
Jesus
Did you
Christ.
say hi to Hud? Does anybody say hi to Hud? He was like the bar back. That was amazing.
Hud.
But I think that does thicken the plot on BH a little bit, knowing that HUD is working at Tom Tom. But anyway, that they're in thicker. These Mellencamp's are in thicker with the Vanderpumps.
Do you
than
think
we
Meg
think.
Ryan's on her way to this show? Real question. Fiance of John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan's gonna be like flipping drinks at Tom Tom, like shaking it with Tom Sandoval.
I mean,
How sad was that when the Toms were throwing the what are they called?
Doing cocktail, playing
yeah,
cocktail.
but it was like such ginger throwing.
Well, someone DM'd me, and I don't, God bless you, I can't remember what their name was, but they said that Tom and Tom have never been in, like, they don't work at Tom Tom. They are not, like, in there
Well,
ever.
in
Well, that's what
fairness
somebody
to Tom
said to me, that
Sandoval,
none of them work at
no,
any of these
Tom
places.
Sandoval is a terrific bartender, and in fairness to him, that was just another. It was another
Wait a minute,
level.
what does that mean?
It was.
What does that
He's a
defend
talented
that
bartender.
statement?
I will right now.
Is a fantastic
First thing I'm
bartender?
going to tell you is that was nothing but a show of love. Because Tom Schwartz couldn't possibly catch that canister if it was thrown to him. And if Tom Sandoval and Jax had been in tandem, you would have seen a show. But Tom Sandoval knows what Tom Schwartz is capable of.
Kokomo.
And that's why he was just lobbing softballs.
Why
Tom
is it the
Sandoval
place called
is,
Tom Jax
is
then?
fit because
I have
Tom and
asked that
Tom have the
question.
chemistry. Jax is too old to be drawing the ladies in.
How
now.
old is Jax?
He's damaged goods.
75.
85.
If
At
you
least.
told
At
me
least.
every member of Vanderpump Rules was in their mid-50s, I would believe you.
Jax is closing in.
I don't doubt it.
What did you think of Brittany? And then we're gonna move on to Beverly Hills.
Who's Brittany?
The Southern gal who was
I did-
drinking
she
despite
was-
the ulcer.
She was not featured very heavily in the episode, so I did not get a good sense of her. She seemed to be kind of like, she was the one who was angriest that Blondie Big Boobs wasn't coming out to Skinny
Stassi.
Dip. To Skinny Dip, even though she had been the one to plan this. All the women were having what I remember to be high school girl fights. That I was like, why is this important to all of these middle-aged women that they go skinny dipping right now?
For the older
Did I lose
women,
you guys? Middle-aged women? I think I lost the middle-aged audience.
it's
As a
sort of like
middle-aged
if you
woman,
have
I found it a compliment.
I was like, I couldn't quite crack it, you
It's
know?
sort of like if you throw an event and someone doesn't come to your event.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
And Stassi had planned the event and then didn't come to her own event.
Right.
And
And
if
then
you watch
Lala-
some of these shows, everything is about events.
Lala's the only one who actually skinny dips. Everyone else is wearing half of their clothes.
Well, Lala's always upping the ante by taking off more clothes. By
there was-
dropping the trap.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's her
I was
thing.
shocked because having seen a little
Exhibitionist.
bit of some reality shows here and there, I was shocked at I've said it before, how much actual nudity was present in the show in the group. That they were all, and even somebody says at one point, one of the Toms I think says, it's so weird how accustomed I am to just seeing boobs now.
Maybe
think
you don't
about that
know,
statement.
Jason. A couple
That's a
weeks
Tom
ago,
Schwartz statement for
Tom,
sure.
That Tom is driving in the car. In the back seat are Ariana, the blonde, his girlfriend, and
Okay.
Lala. And inexplicably or not inexplicably, Lala starts going down on Ariana.
What?
Yes.
Is that allowed? Wait, is he an Uber driver? Like, what is this? What are you talking about?
No one told you that girl on
Crazy.
girl isn't cheating?
No, it's not about whether it's cheating or not. I'm more just like, what precipitated that? I don't think
Honestly,
I'm not like scared of
boredom,
someone's
just
cheating.
boredom.
I'm like, if I'm driving with my friends, all three of you are my friends. If I was like,
and one of us is your
waiting.
girlfriend.
if I was like, great, I'll give you guys all a ride home, and like one of you started going down on the other one, I'd be like, what's happening right now?
If we were trapped in a car together and you didn't offer to go down on
trapped?
any one of us.
They were trapped?
They
I'm
had-
sorry, did they think their lives were about to end and they were
No,
like, we better
they
go
were
out
in
big?
They were in a moving vehicle and had to get
That's
from
not
one place
trapped.
to another. They
That
were
is not
trapped.
trapped.
It's called trapped.
Now, Beverly Hills.
Beverly.
Who's
I do just want to say that I think it was not nice that the triplets were invited to visit and see Tom Tom before the opening, but that they were too embarrassing to have at the opening. The triplets went home
Who's the
the day
triplets?
before.
Tom Schwartz has
They-
triplet brothers.
Brothers.
That was a shock to me. I did not know that.
He's one
That was a
three?
shock.
He's
no,
one
no.
three?
No.
All of the pretty jeans went to him, and then there's 3 Jimmy.
They had to split. The 3 of them
Then
had to
there's 3
split.
sausage biscuit
The
eating
3 of them
guys
had
that
to
he's related to.
They had to split one
The McGriddles,
attractiveness
the
level of
McGriddles.
Tom Schwartz between 3.
Yeah. There's Tom Schwartz, and then there's these 3 Bobo brothers.
Yeah. They look
One
like
of them
McGriddles.
worse than the next.
Yeah.
I said it's like
Wow.
multiplicity.
But also identical.
Identically worse.
But,
How many times do you think they've tried to shoot a pilot with those triplets?
0 times.
It's like, you don't feel like they're like,
No, I
come
think
on,
that-
we can make this work.
Oh, I think the triplets have tried to shoot a pilot, but I don't
Yeah.
think anyone else has tried to
The
shoot a pilot with
triplets
them.
share one personality between the 3 of
Well,
them.
I mean, is it the same one that Tom, what's his name, has? 'Cause
He's the
hard pass. Can I ask
I
a
have
very quick question before we do?
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry to make you guys walk through stuff that has already happened.
But that's all they do on the show.
Yeah, but just so I'm totally clear.
Okay.
This fight is precipitated by
Oh.
Lisa Vanderpump being like selling a story to the tabloids about
Yes.
One.
What do you think it's about?
I feel like this show, every person in the audience should have a
Slam.
microphone.
That's
Everybody here should have a microphone.
We all need to just be like talking. Well, we are all talking. I mean, yeah. Yes.
selling. No, placing. Yes, there is a difference. There is a difference.
Is she against? Because I missed all that. Obviously, is she against that person, or is she just being?
That
like,
person has put herself between a moving vehicle and a target, and that person should not have done that.
You think the moving vehicle's trying to get at the target?
That
And you don't think she's
that
the target?
person did not. You're talking about the person she has the argument with.
Dorit, right?
Oh no.
Kyle?
Kyle's who she's fighting with, but
Yes.
the whole thing is about Dorit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone's clapping that you got it.
So, it's sort of about
Okay,
Dorit.
Jessica, take us through your theory.
Yes. I thought this was eye-opening.
I have multiple theories. Do you want to show the clip
And
first? 'Cause
you
it's
are
a vote?
No, we don't
you
have
are
a clip
for
of that.
Vanderpump,
No.
right?
Okay. I'm for Vanderpump because Vanderpump is the only reason we have anything to watch.
No, but we don't owe her anything. We don't owe her shit.
Vanderpump.
She's there because of us.
Vanderpump is a content creator, okay? That is her genius. And she is playing the game up until this season where she's gotten caught a little bit. She's playing the game. Her mistake is that she is playing the game at a very high level and she chose to recruit someone into the game who is at a much lower level. Teddy is too simple. And there's levels to this, but my first opinion is that she never should have gotten mixed up with Teddy. She must have been blinded by John Cougar Mellencamp's star. Teddy.
And also, they both like horses. And that is a bond you cannot break.
Those horse people stick together.
Well,
you
wait,
see
Lisa's-
Ariana's house
I
always
thought-
has like
Teddy
horses.
is unsophisticated. She's an unsophisticated player.
Teddy is.
Lisa Vanderpump handed Teddy a storyline at the beginning of the season. Teddy and Dorit hated each other. Lisa Vanderpump
Teddy
said,
fumbled it.
she said, I've got one for you. And Teddy, who is and absolutely disintegrates under any pressure whatsoever, then disintegrated in public in the Bahamas and then could no longer keep the game going. And when she couldn't keep the game going, the whole game was in danger. And now Lisa is fucked because she can't drop it because her brand is too strong. But that's fine. Did Lisa lie? Absolutely. I'll tell you another piece I think in this. I don't know whether Dorit is complicit or not, but I 100% think PK, or either PK or PK, depending on who you ask, because Dorit is constantly being shocked by what's happening to her from every angle at all moments. But PK, Dorit is not the last wife that PK will have. That's she's not his first. She's not his last. But
Drop
she
it
is
like it's hot.
But she is at this moment the only real paycheck that's coming into that house. And by keeping this whole thing going, PK had the reason because why isn't PK upset? Why isn't PK taking Ken aside and saying, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? My wife has been made a fool of, blah, blah, blah. Because Dorit is, for some reason.
Can I ask a super quick question? I'm sorry to interrupt. Can everybody see Ken? Like when you're watching, can you guys see the specter holding a dog that's just wandering in the background of all scenes? That was one of my questions. Can everybody see Ken?
We'd have to do a show of hands, I think, to be sure.
I feel it's more of a Weekend at Bernie's situation.
Jiggy is dead.
Yes, Jiggy's full on dead.
Jiggy is a taxidermied animal, there's no question.
He
and
does
Puffy,
not
when they
say
need him to move.
anything for the whole episode until at the very end he goes, "You're not her friend." And I was like, Ken can talk? That's when I was like, this specter is real. Get out of the house. The call is coming from inside the house. Come on.
All right, can I just quickly, I want to finish my theory really quickly. I'll wrap it up quickly. Dorit is now the center of this show, even though she's the most boring person on the show. And so in that moment when they're in the closet and she's in the Missoni robe and she says to PK, can you believe this story? It's Lisa's planted it, or whatever, that PK's like, yeah. and in fact, he's like, well, the only thing you can do is confront her at a lunch. Like, he's like, literally the only thing you can do is go have another scene with her, because we're going to need another season of this show.
By the way, it might as well be, aren't you guys shooting that this afternoon?
Like,
aren't you number 2 on the call sheet? Yes, hello. Oh, sorry.
My original theory, though, was that the fight between Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump is not what we think it's about. The fight is Lisa Vanderpump saying, also there's a moment where Lisa Vanderpump has like a tell moment in the middle of the fight, where she just like, she kind of short circuits for a second, and then she gathers herself back. And I also think she would be much calmer if none of it was true. But I think what that fight is really about is Lisa Vanderpump saying, because at this point, these people are playing the show on 2 levels. Like, there's the show that you see, and then there's what happens when we're not filming. There's Lisa telling Teddy what to say. There's the thing with the dog. We see it on all the shows now for anyone that's been on
There's the spirit universe, Ken.
There's Ken on the astral plane.
And I think she's saying to Kyle, I thought you were my friend. Are you really going to come here to my kitchen and try to reveal me? Like, are you really going to reveal the game that we play? Every single one of us knows how to plant a story. And I think there's a difference between being paid and being planted. But we all know how to get it out there. We're all doing it all the time. Whether we're doing it on social media or we have the connection with Radar or whoever it is, we're all always trying to get our story out. The Atlanta girls are doing it all. Like, people are doing it at every level.
But mustn't the show at some point become about that?
No, because the facade of the show is that they're just living their lives. And so the show in this moment is about that.
Yeah.
It actually is about that. There's a whole meta fight
that's happening.
They
are so famous now.
But it's all meta.
There is, but that's my question is, how much can it be? That's what I was, I guess,
and that's why Ken is ferocious too, because it's like, you're actually endangering our livelihood. And Lisa,
really? They have 7,000 restaurants.
Yes,
Isn't that their livelihood?
No, they make all of their money from,
those goat cheese balls are good.
But
when she walked into the kitchen and showed that head chef how to make pasta,
with her sweater still tied around her
These
neck.
fucking maniacs are out finger blasting each other in Mexico, and it hard cuts to her being like, here at Tom Tom, we've got so many great vegan options. And I'm like, this fucking genius is doing an in-show commercial for her motherfucking restaurants. What kind of maniac is this?
Or genius.
A genius.
By the way, the best line in all of it was Lisa Rinna, whoever wrote it for Lisa Rinna, Vandertrump. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was great because it's all optics.
Is it official that Lisa Vanderpump is not coming back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or is that just a rumor?
No formal statement has been made.
Okay.
At this time.
Well, I gotta say, whoever lights her on Vanderpump, she looks like $1 million, and whoever's lighting her on Beverly Hills, she looks about 15 years older. Like they're not kind to her on Beverly Hills. And Vanderpump, it's all
because she's the
glossy
producer
filter.
on Vanderpump.
Well, she made back
And she never
off of
leaves
BH.
the kitchen.
BH is not making her look like the alpha lifestyle entrepreneur that she is.
Because she's controlling her image on Vanderpump, and Beverly Hills are
but
trying
she
to
may
bring her
decide
down.
she's had enough of it. That's all I'm
She'll
saying.
never
There's a
decide.
chance.
She'll
There's
never.
a chance.
Guys, we need to move on at this
Really?
juncture.
I want to talk about this forever.
You and Giovanni can go backstage afterwards and talk.
Now, I have a question about this pairing. So, you two met last night, and now you're at
Friends?
the show, friends?
Oh no, I met him last night through friends. There was a bunch of
Okay.
people at a bar, and
I
he
didn't
said,
know
I'm
if there was a
going to that
connection."
show tomorrow night. Because I was talking about having just watched the show, and he said, oh, I'm going to that show. That's all.
I
And he
love
knows
it.
everything.
No, because
so I
a lot
picked
of
his brain.
friendships have been made through these shows.
We were just hoping to make one more.
Oh yeah, we are very dear friends now. Very, very dear friends.
It brings people together.
Probably best friends. I don't know his last name.
He's like Delilah. He doesn't need one. Guys, let's talk Atlanta.
Yes.
Now, something big in Atlanta happened this week off camera. And you all know what I'm talking about, which is...
I got a flurry of texts. Danny Pellegrino was all abuzz.
The water magnate?
The water magnet? I would love if who Pellegrino as a company started from Danny. Danny Pellegrino.
You know, Danny and Lisa Pellegrino. No, so this, as you know, these texts were going back and forth. Portia had a baby not 2 days earlier, and then Nene comes at her with a text.
Now, we're gonna perform this scene. Our two actors here will be performing it.
A text.
Just
It was
to fill
asked-
you in.
Some
People here that don't
listeners,
know,
yeah, some listeners have asked that we perform this live, and so
Let me give a little context. So, Nene and Portia, this is kind of all coming off of when Portia simply asked to see Nene's closet. And that did not go over well with Nene after the cockroach incident with
Yes.
Brielle, Kim Zolciak's daughter. After that was put on Instagram. Cut to now, Portia's had a baby 2 days before this comes out. And basically, they each start publishing on Instagram their private text messages to each other.
Yeah.
In the role of Nene, Nenethia Leaks, we have Jason Mantzoukas.
These are not imitations. We are just letting the text do the work.
Yes. And in the role of my beloved Portia, Jessica Chaffin. Again, these are text messages.
Verbatim.
Yes, verbatim.
Verbatim.
You lying ass, big, fat, hungry bitch. You know I never put my hands on you. Marlo, Cynthia, nor Candy can ever say that. You want an excuse for going into my closet without my permission so you can talk your fake shit on IG all you want, but remember, my house is lit with cameras. Oh, and don't forget who was by your side and saved your whack ass when you pulled Kenya off that sofa. Don't forget, nobody fucked with you in San Fran or in Spain by me. If you got something to say the truth. Because if I put my hands on you, you will know it. 100% emoji.
If I put my hands on you, you will know it.
Oh, and remember, you had your hair flipped over your thin bald spot? I have hair, but if I don't, I have enough money to buy all the wigs and extensions I want.
I'm not reading all that bullshit. You know damn well I aim recorded that I'm no studio to set you up. Kiss my ass. How dare you make that claim? I would not conspire, no shit like that. New text. I'm not reading all that bullshit. You know damn well I ain't recorded that in no studio to set you up. Kiss my ass. How dare you make that claim? I would not conspire, no shit like that. That one better. You lying made me type too fast.
I like that she went back.
Yeah.
She did a second
Just
draft.
like something from drafts. You so full of shit. Go enjoy your one-time 3-episode commercial.
Ha! You enjoy it too. Kiss emoji.
I had 12 episodes, and trust I won't watch not one of yours. Too busy securing the bags. And you know you recorded that, but that's okay. Yours is coming.
No, I did not. You are sick to believe that, but I don't really give a damn. Bye, girl.
You did, but it's okay. Oh, your day coming, just like it has been just like it has in the past. I'm a lot of things, but what I don't do is fuck over people and lie for no reason. That's the makeup you wear. Just remember, I'm the HBIC that you wanna be. Bye, bitch.
I'm happy and blessed. Good night, edges. Kiss emoji.
Good night, big piggy with the busted shape. Crying, laughing emoji.
Girl, I know you and them granddaddy long legs and box body not coming from my body. That made my night. Crying, laughing emoji, crying, laughing emoji, heart emoji.
Long, pretty legs and been fine. You worry about them extra small baby ankles you rockin'. Hopefully they hold up that giant body. Try dieting, exclamation point. You, that's something you never have been good at. All sideways crying, laughing emoji.
The end.
Wow.
This is available for all of you actors wanting monologues and scene work.
Can I say that is what I fucking love about Atlanta, because they're not even on camera.
This is what
and
they do
are
off camera.
delivering. They are funny as fuck. They are pulling each other down in the funniest, smartest, like they're just going for each other. They're mean as fuck, but I love it.
I love it. And I love that Nini's slamming Portia's body. She just had a baby two days
before that.
2 days before this.
I love that this woman is like sleep deprived with a newborn and is taking time to just like trash this other person on social media.
Nothing could be more important.
Oh,
Nothing could be more
That
important.
is someone that loves her job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I appreciate
That's a career
that.
woman.
That is someone who has a commitment.
A working mother.
We all want it all.
Some people need
Portia's got it all.
Some people need, postpartum leave. Not Portia.
I loved
Not
when
Portia.
Nini said after all her closet had been through. like her closet was a person. And then her bathroom, when Shamari threw up in her bathroom, she said she thought her bathroom was gonna get up and walk out of her house.
I
It's
love
just
them.
very tough to call someone, and I
love that.
quote, a box body.
With like baby ankles.
Granddaddy long legs.
Oh my God.
Guys, we're getting to the end of our show. Let's move on to New York.
Yes. There's so many cities to cover.
Our final city. You know,
Now, this week, we have a new episode tonight, so we're not going to be watching. But I did,
we'll do it
Jason,
quick.
we just wanted to talk about some of the players and just show you a scene, really, of
I would love
what
it.
you should see in New York. And we should just set this up by saying some of the ladies have gone to a party, but one of the other ladies, Dorinda, was left at home. She wasn't allowed. She was uninvited to the party.
to a clam bake.
To a clam bake. So some ladies...
Come on.
Yes.
You can't have a clam bake on one of these shows.
It's the Hamptons.
That's
It's in the
a
Hamptons.
little too up nose.
There is a clam bake. One of the women gets uninvited because one of the women at the clam bake she never apologized to her. She shouted during her concert, Giovanni. And sort of...
Common fight, a common fight all
Common
friends
fight.
have.
Also, Jason is from a seaside community where there is such a thing as a clam bake. So you should know that no clams were baked during this clam bake.
Oh, okay, got
There's
it.
no hole in the sand.
Yeah.
No.
There's no nothing.
Interesting.
It's a platter of clams.
Oh, okay.
It's a
And a
professional
couple of-
clam bake.
and quite a few lobsters.
Is it called Clams Eat Clams?
I think you lost him.
Didn't
think
go
I lost
great.
it.
That was
I'll
a
get
real
him back.
clam.
I'll get him
That
back.
was a
Don't
real
worry,
clam.
Don't worry, I'll get him back.
So that's the setup.
Clip is just some sophisticated ladies at a clam.
Yes.
As you do.
All right, so this I'm going to take and we're good.
Is that for Dorinda?
It's for all of us. For
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so I'll get the second plate now.
What?
Look at
this.
that's the fish, and I'll get the steak. I'll get the steak. Are we doing steak?
You want steak?
Do you eat meat? I do.
We're taking our to-goes.
Is that rude? I feel so rude now. I feel rude to her too. You know, I don't know.
I only feel comfortable taking like a doggy bag home when I'm actually bringing it for my dog. This feels rude to me. I don't feel like we should be taking food away from this party when we've only been here for about 30 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, we're just gonna go back to Dorinda because she's tired.
Did Ramona take lobsters?
She may have. I don't know.
You guys aren't eating? That's so. She counted you guys in for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't.
She
eat
went and got all
lobster,
this
I said.
beautiful food.
Well, I just, Dorinda is by herself right now, so we were
Well,
just.
she needs to be by herself so she can think. Whatever, you guys do what you want.
We don't make
I would love for you guys
harder
to
and more
food.
complicated than it has to be.
They get no food. No food.
I can't believe how snarky Luann is being about us taking the food. I'm not leaving the lobsters. That's who I am. That's just who I am.
It's who I am.
That's who I am.
It's who I am.
It's who she is.
Wow.
That's who I am.
Guys, can
Free
we do you
lobster.
super quick?
So fast.
Okay, great.
Okay, so it's a matter of public record whether you voted in an election or not. Not who you voted for, but if you voted. So there's an app around the midterms that gained a lot of popularity that synced up with your contacts and would tell you if your friends did or did not vote so you could encourage them to vote in the midterms.
Kind of like the thing that said that Kristen's husband was on that website trolling for women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ashley Madison?
Holly
Ashley
Madison?
Madison.
Oh, it's Ashley Madison. Sorry.
So
She's one of the girls next door. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
but there's a feature where you can just search for someone's name and see. Carol did not vote in the 2016 election.
Wow. That is people's faces.
Did Adam?
People are shook.
Sonia
Whoa.
and Ramona both voted. Carol did not vote.
Yeah.
Do you know if Adam voted?
I don't know. You can
People
check.
are
You get a
freaking
gift,
out.
and that says Carol's last summer.
Wow.
Wow.
Was Carol in your contacts?
But what is the app? You didn't tell us the app. Vote with me.
Carol didn't vote after we had
I'm
to
gonna be
watch
spending all night on that.
1,700 storylines about her campaigning for Hillary.
And her running the marathon.
And her running for condo
John
board.
F. Kennedy Jr. is turning over in his grave right now.
So is Lee Radford.
Oh, Lee, R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P. for real.
I got so many. P.S. I got so many tweets being like, "Why didn't you talk about Lee?" I'm like, "I'm sorry."
We
Yes,
erroneously
hi.
reported that Lee Radswell had died a year ago, and now she has finally passed.
So our prediction came true.
And have you guys been cleared of any suspicion on that?
No,
Hi.
just because I was in the same
Hi.
area. Hi there.
Hi. I went to, this is very quick, I went to the same boarding school as Sonia's daughter.
Whoa.
What's happening? Why is that? That is a crazy reaction.
Can you confirm?
That's an insane reaction. I went to boarding school with Sonia's daughter.
you confirm?
Everybody in this room came. What's happening? Everybody was like, gosh, oh no. What?
My Giovanni is all wet.
Boarding school with a daughter?
Can you confirm
So
she had a pink room with a black lacquer
Open
door?
the doors. The water level is rising.
All right. I'm going to confirm, but every year if you go to a boarding school, you get the alumni donor report. And I...
Lori Laughlin.
Yes.
She was never like on these shows.
No,
right?
I just feel like that story is also part of our world.
I feel like that story should intersect with this.
Yes, but
show.
also if all of those people had just given their money like regular rich people to the directly to the school.
We'll be covering
the
that trial.
The student body could have benefited from that money like regular rich people buy their kids
By the way,
into
you guys should
school.
100% do a
rich
series.
is a strong word for this term. So I go through the donor report every year.
Well, there's Sonia and there's the Morgans, but go on. Yeah.
Yes. So ever since I discovered that Roger Ailes donated $100,000 one year, I got real pissed. So I go through the donor report every year looking to see questionable donations.
Ooh, I love this.
I think it's flawed. I think it's flawed logic, to be honest with you.
So Roger Ailes,
at least he gave his money to the school.
At least. So Roger Ailes donated $100,000. So I expected to see a Morgan donating a similar amount, given that they are the Morgans of the Morgans. The husband Morgan was not on the list at all. And I've always had questions, I think, as we all have, because of the towels hanging up in the new apartment about Sonia's finances.
How dare you?
Towels as curtains is what you mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Sonia.
And when we see Sonia caulking her own, C-A-L-K-ing her own ceiling.
The apartment is an NYU dorm, is it not? Yeah.
Sonia, to her credit, did donate. She's in the 1890 group, and that means that she donated between $2,000 and $4,999.
I feel like that's a lot.
That's a lot for Sonia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm proud of her. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Guys, we've come to the end of our show. Any final words?
Oh, did we not finish it?
It's not that good. I was wandering into Barney's.
Much like...
Yes. It also took place at Barney's. And I was walking past the valet, and I saw Lisa Vanderpump. And I mean, I don't get excited about anybody. And then I was like, oh my God, it's Lisa Vanderpump. And not because I am that big of a Lisa Vanderpump fan, but somehow these women have started to
Sounds like you'll defend her to the death.
I'm just in this situation defending her, to be honest. It's not like I think, and it's a very unusual position for me to take, to be on the side of
a stranger you don't know.
To be on the side of the not truth. But they're all lying, so that's the part where I'm like, we can't be doing this.
I'll tell you what I'm not on the side of is Kyle's hat.
Kyle has never heard the Coco Chanel take one thing off or take 5 things off in her case.
100%.
She always, her shoes were an abomination too.
I don't think she needs to recreate those cocktail rings.
Oh no! Ooh. They were like napkin holders. Yeah. I think they might have been napkin holders. Anyway, I saw her at the valet, and when you meet a famous person and you are just totally gobsmacked by them, you sometimes just try to come up with something to say because you're like, I have to say something. I don't know what to say. And I also just wanted to see what I could get out of her, basically. And I was like, oh, Lisa, I have to tell you, I just think you're fantastic. And she was like, and she was holding Puffy. Puffy is Jiggy stand-in, is that right?
Sean Combs?
Isn't Puffy Jiggy stand-in?
I can see her holding Sean Combs.
Oh, completely.
Oh, darling, you know Sean Combs, don't you?
Ken is dragging his legs.
Sean Combs is dressed up in like a little blue suit.
Ken was not with her. I can only imagine.
Because he's not with us.
Because he passed some years ago. But he's always with us in
Or
spirit.
he was there and I couldn't see him. Also a possibility. Yes. I can only imagine he was getting a colonoscopy or something. And
wait, is that a frequent
it just seems
occurrence?
like he gets one once a week, doesn't it? And I said to her, I said, I just want to say, Lisa, I feel like you are the unofficial mayor of this city. You have
shame on you.
Shame on you.
Oh,
Jessica Chaffin.
Shame.
That is beneath you.
I said you have.
As this guy says, boo.
I said you have done so much for this city.
You've done so much for women. You have done so much for this city.
And then I walked away and I started laughing.
How did she receive it?
She saw me laughing, but I was like, it was as though somebody dared me to talk to her. And I only dared myself. Like, I was like, oh, I got to come up with something. Did you get anything good?
No, I'm looking at my notes.
Guys.
And I literally walked away and started laughing. I was deeply ashamed.
I think you should be.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
a little proud also at the same
You
time.
shouldn't.
No, because I
be.
touched her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's very small.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I do want to go through just my notes quick, just to touch on things that I noted, because I was like, what's up? So I loved when, what is the snow angel drunk girl's name again? Ariana goes, she's also the person who says, I'm going to get black. I'm going to black out tonight. She also goes, I'm ham sandwich right now, to refer to how drunk she was, which I was like, this girl's a genius. Like, this girl might be a genius. The dudes are also emo. Okay, there was a thing in Vanderpump that I was captivated by, which Lala goes, I mean, she goes, I had some trouble getting back to the hotel or whatever, and she had a panic attack?
Yeah.
Then they cut to footage of everybody being like, Lala, are you okay? And she's like, having an episode. And then, but they cut to Lala, like, losing it on the way home, and everybody's like, Lala, are you okay? Oh my God, Lala, are you? And then it's like 40 minutes later, and Lala's like, let's get drunk. And I'm like, I have had panic attacks. That's not how this works.
Well,
she
said she started drinking again and she felt better.
She was like, I got home and there's tequila here, so that makes everything better. And I was like, oh boy.
She just needed to reboot.
Everything was, yes, boot and rally. Okay,
yeah, to see 50-year-old people singing boot and rally was depressing.
Okay, in Housewives, I could not believe that there was somebody named John Blizzard.
Thank you.
You can't do that. You can't do that. This show is already stressing incredulity. You can't introduce a gentleman named John Blizzard. Nope.
He's
Get out of here, guys.
He's a brother to the guy on Game of Thrones, Jon Snow.
Winter has come. You got to get out of here, John Blizzard. Come on. And he's like, doop-a-doop-a-doop. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm John Blizzard. Get out of here. Couldn't handle that.
Wow.
Those are all.
Guys, we've been on a journey tonight.
Impressive.
I just want to say I'm disappointed in how boring I think Erica is this season, and that we may have all been wrong about Erica. She might have been a one-hit wonder. She has not updated her look, and I think it's crazy that her tour is called Pretty Mess again, and she doesn't have a new name for this new tour.
Wow, guys.
I'll
what
speak
a
truth to
journey.
power.
Jason Mantzoukas, Jessica Chaffin, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Always a pleasure.
Amazing guests. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you to Largo. Thank you to Deanna Chang.
Thank you to Julie Dove.
And thank you to Earwolf. And good night. Thank you to you all.